All right, some huge news for NFL and college football fans alike. The league sending out a memo to all 32 teams informing them that draft eligible juniors in college who declare for the NFL draft will now be able to partake in the postseason all-star games like the Senior Bowl, the East-West game, the HBCU Legacy Bowl. This is huge, huge news for everybody involved. Normally, once you declare for the NFL draft as an underclassman, that's it. You can't do anything. Most of those guys even sit out their bowl games, do the combine work, getting prepped for the draft process. Now they're going to be eligible to head to those games that were normally off limits. It was seniors only. We had 69 underclassmen declare for the draft last year. And this is a big get because these games and practices are run by NFL coaches and teams. They're going to get hands-on experience with guys. They're going to be able to develop and learn what they can before they go into the draft. This is huge, huge news because we're seeing more and more underclassmen declare for the draft. Now, maybe that number is going to go down because of the NIL and the money that's starting to be made by these players. But if it's not and the guys are still coming out, this is huge. You don't want to whiff on your draft picks. You want to make sure you get those picks right. And if you can get hands-on with guys, see how they are in practice, how they are with other guys, it can lead to a lot of success. Now, it can go the other way. I know my team, Minnesota, had their hands on the Senior Bowl, and because of that, they drafted Christian Ponder, and he was a massive bust. So there is a double-edged sword to this game, but this is really just good for the players. You learn from NFL coaches. NFL coaches are far better than college coaches. Even the best college coaches we've seen have really struggled in the NFL game. So it's good to get into the league, learn some things, really get coached up, see what it's like to be dealing with NFL coaches in those practices, competing against the best, because we want to see the best. It's really going to help guys out now, like Caleb Williams, Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr., Kool-Aid McKinstry out of Alabama. These are all top juniors that are going to be declaring for the NFL draft coming out this year, and they're going to have the opportunity to play. Wouldn't you love to see Caleb Williams and Drake May slinging it around in the Senior Bowl this year? It'd be like, yeah, we're normally missing out on the best players. The juniors who are coming out are usually the best players. If you're playing 4 or 5 years in the NFL, you can, or in college, you can be a good player, but you're probably not the best players. How many times do we see these bottom quarterbacks coming out and they're all underclassmen, like the first, second overall picks? CJ Stroud, there you go. Bryce Young, guys, we could have seen them. We get nothing for them. Now they're going to get that hand-on experience, and it's also going to help guys at the smaller schools like the HBCU and the East-West games, a little bit smaller than the Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl is the flagship kind of NFL sponsor-backed game, but guys at those smaller schools are going to be able to get their hands on, and you don't really see them playing on Saturdays much. You have to go off a tape and go off a film. How much can you really learn about that? Some, but not all. Now you're going to get them week of practice, see how they compete against guys in practice, how they compete in the game. I know the games aren't necessarily the best, but you still want to see that competition. The practice week really is the big week. But NFL fans, NFL teams are ecstatic about this. Tom Pelissero reporting the NFL teams are ecstatic. They've wanted this to happen. They've been prepping for it. The bowl games, apparently, there's been some leaks going on that they kind of knew this was going to happen. The bowl game said they've developed their list to invite these players to these games with preparation, expecting juniors and, redshirt sophomores, whatever, basically juniors, guys 3 years in college, to be eligible for the draft. I think this is major news. This is really going to help the draft process. It's really going to help some kids coming out. Maybe the kids go into these games and maybe, you get overwhelmed and then you learn, okay, I got to work harder. This is what I need to work on, because these games take place before the combine. So you're going to get into these games, head to the combine, and then work out those kinks. This is a really, really good testing ground for everybody involved. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this great news? Are you excited to see some of those top flight athletes out there competing against each other? Or maybe they're going to keep sitting out. Maybe they sit out the bowl games and they just work out. They know their stock, don't risk injury. I don't know. I kind of would want a guy to go to those games. I don't necessarily love the bowl games, but getting that week of practice, that's big time, man, with NFL coaches. And hey, you can sit out the game. You don't have to play. You can just get that work in. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. New sports content every single day. If you want to support the channel more, click that join button, join the channel memberships. You get access to lots of cool perks, early content, exclusive content. Really helps support me to let me keep making this content for all of you guys every single day. and I'll see y'all tomorrow.